So we're on the top of Elmopuli. And there's the Church of St. George up here as a landmark, so we came up to see it. And the town. Mind ahead. In the historical words of a very famous person, more fucking steps. So we arrive at the Church of St. George at the top of the mountain, Elmopuli. It is closed, as so many churches are these days. There's just no interest anymore. Turns out there was one corner door open. Everything's turned off, though I'm not sure we're supposed to be in here. Ooh. Okay, there's another little chapel. That's the third one now we've passed since we came down from the big church, which is like 100 yards back. So, I have a feeling there's not going to be any shops or cafes. And the churches are locked. Apart from that side door, we found the big one. So, yeah, you guessed it. There's another church. We're still on the way down. We're still actually at the top of the hill. We've come about 100 yards down from the main church, St. George's above, and this is like church number 4, maybe. Yeah, it looks like we might have come down far enough to actually meet a few, what would be probably cocktail bars in the summer, gift shops. Today is what? January the 8th, is it? 7th. And everything is closed.
Where's our boat? Way over there.
Our boat. It's at the other end of the harbour, yeah. Right over there, past the ships. Behind the cranes into the corner. You can see the marina from here. Benny, you have to wait for us. So we reckon we're nearly to the bottom, but not before we pass one more church. Town hall, and it's a lot of steps, and I'm pretty sure I won't be allowed in, but I'm going to go up and have a look anyway. So where's the harm? If I start filming now, at least I'll have the footage before I get thrown out. Let's see. Maybe it is open. I have no idea whether this is open to the public or not. I think it might be like courthouses and stuff in here, you know. It's got a piano. So we're back down to Elmopuli from that church on. And we just had a bit of lunch. We go for a drink. Look at this. I was just saying, like, can you imagine if we had come in here tied up to this wall? I mean, we wouldn't last 5 minutes in here. We'd be long gone. It goes all the way around, and that's got nothing to do with the ferries. I mean, it gets very bad reviews anyway because of the wash from the ferries, but like this is just wind into the bay. Forget about it. Okay, that was a hairy exit. 1 minute the gusts were blowing 20 odd, and then all of a sudden there was a hole in the gusts, so we said, right, let's go. Cut the lines off. Got to it. And the turning space was tiny. So I had to reverse out, couldn't bring the boat around in a circle, or even turn it out. Okay. So bye bye Syros. We're out and we're heading for the island of Naxos today. Naxos and Paros are side by side. So at the moment it doesn't really matter because there's only light winds, but if the wind gets up, we'll see which one it directs us to. This little island is just off the mouth of Ermupali. It doesn't appear to be inhabited. It has a lighthouse, alright. It's called Stronglow. And it's got on the chart it's marked, it's got one anchorage around the other side somewhere, but anywho. And away off the distance there is Naxos and Paros. Paros is slightly closer at 23 miles and Naxos at 29. Right now, we're set for Naxos. Let's see what happens next. A couple of casts for that little island. And then over there across the sea is Mykonos, which was going to be our next stop, but honestly the forecast for today is Friday and we're doing this crossing, and Saturday and Sunday is an absolute nightmare. Gusts in the 40s and the port in Mykonos is facing into the wind, so we just thought bollocks to that. To the left there behind those two caps, that's Tinos still. It's quite a big island as well. And we're heading down. There's another small one there in front which we've got to pass, and then in the distance, as I said, on the left is Naxos, on the right is Paros. This little one is called Naxos Aspro. Aspro Island, small, uninhabited in the yoke. We have to sail out because I had like 12-13 knots of wind, but of course the minute the sail went out, the wind fell off to 7 or 8. Anyway, I think we're going to get a little more as we go. We'll keep it up. Now this is off on the way. We're within an hour of Naxos. That's actually Naxos, their head town and island. And we finally got enough wind to get the head sail back out. It just wouldn't show up for us all day. Fucking annoying is what that is. Anyway, she's out now. They'll give us a couple of knots going in. We going, Ben? We're gonna go ashore?
Ah, fucking time, Dad.
I know, Benny, come on, like, it wasn't that long.
Ah, for fuck's sake, you're out there 5 hours, Dad. It's freezing.
Benny, it was sunny for most of it. It only got cold towards the end, like, so you're excited.
Ah, Dad, no, like, fairness. I have no interest in anything what you're saying, alright? Just get me off this boat so I can go for a good
Oh, Benny, what you think? Alright, we're in, yeah. We came into this strange little pocket. It was interesting. The wind was blowing us off the wall as we came in, and it's kind of at an angle. But what it does is it gives us a stern to as well. Bit of a stern to. Got one of a pastoral from one of the guys, so we can get it off. And now we're zipped up. The lads said zip up. Put on anything you have, they said, because they're expecting really shit weather. But this time we've got a good clearance from the wall. We've got lots of lines on, so I'm just hoping to fuck that that's all enough. The big worry really is that if a big sea came in, it might run over this wall. Anyway, that still doesn't get into the boat, does it? So we should be fine. It might all get very interesting. They're expecting a really big southwesterly, sort of storm level maybe, I don't know, 40 odd knots. I don't know what storm starts at, 50 or something. But he said the swell here gets really interesting, very up and down swell. And he said sometimes the sea breaches the wall there, it gets in over the wall up along. So he said just be very careful going in and out. So we will. Morning sky, the town itself. And the sun is going to set over there. It's kind of nice, isn't it? It's a ferry just coming in. This guy just kind of skidded in sideways at full speed and then came to a stop. Now he's in the Ars. To the port up there. So first impressions, this place looks interesting, doesn't it? Top of that hill there is the old town, so there's an old city wall. Castellated in some places, and then obviously the new town has just dripped down onto the quay. Not too bad. And there's ourselves. Ah, look, the birds are doing the old V-shaped thing for us and all. I mean, really. And the sunset. And no, if we get hit with a big shit storm, it'll turn into a shit place. But sure, what harm? Let's see what happens. Oh lordy. So just there in that corner, of course it's in the dark, and those two yachts is that beautiful, beautiful Beneteau. This is unbelievable here. So we have no lazy lines because those boats use the wall, and we're left to the side ties, stern ties, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 on doubled sides, 4 at the back, and the wind has just ripped up my middle feet, so we're getting the fuck off this boat. We're going to go ashore, grab a few bags, and just hope for the best, because I don't want to be there. If that goes, I'll end up bashing between the other boat and the wall. The sea is also starting to come over the wall here. Back off, Mark. Snap, so this is an extra one for there. Alright, hard to believe, but it's our first time ashore since we left Portugal. Yeah, the boat took such a beating last night here in Naxos, in the Marina, that we decided to treat ourselves to a hotel room, or in this case an apartment, for the next 3 nights. So we're here Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we'll see what happens Monday, because the weather actually isn't supposed to clear until Tuesday. They're expecting a really big blow, and we got battered last night. We broke lines and did all sorts of nonsense. So one of the Marinero lads was back down to us this morning, and we put on a whole load of new lines. I mean, it's hard to believe it, standing in this laneway up here with the sun shining. It's black sky right there, but it is blowing across the bay into the boat. Nearly 30 knots earlier, and it's due to hit the mid-40s tonight and tomorrow morning and tomorrow night, so we're in out of it. Yeah, so looking down across the bay there, and you get more of a flavour of it. Like you can see, the sea is wild. It's not as bad as it was earlier, for sure. It's after calming, but apparently it's going to get up again before dark. So yeah, I think we're well out of it for a couple of days. It's like R&R. We need to recover a small bit. I think we got about an hour's sleep last night, so we're punchy. The other handy thing, of course, is that the hotel is just there behind that beige building, and so it's about a 10-minute walk from the boat itself, in case we need to get down and get anything. I mean, it's a shame it's so rough today, because it's a really nice place, right from these little love seats along the front of the promenade. The nicest restaurants and cafes all along the front, really nice. But conditions are sort of, you know, shit. Yeah, it's definitely more exciting down here by the waterfront. Still not as bad as it was this morning, but you can see the potential. It's going to get up. Oh Lord. Okay, it's the day after the storm. This is an improvement for sure. At least we can walk up and down here without getting washed away by a wave. And we're just going back, just checking the boat again this morning. We bailed on it, I have to admit, we bailed on it last night. We went into a hotel because it was just too rough. Even sitting in the boat, like, I mean, we could have done it, but there was no peace, like there was no calm at all. Boat was bouncing around the place, so we just thought, fuck that. Went into a hotel. So we're just down to check that everything's okay this morning. There's a gap in the weather this morning, so the winds have fallen off a bit. In here at the moment, I think it's 20 knots or so. And again, the forecast for tonight is a bit more than that. I don't think it's going to go over the 30s, or we're not sure. And then it changes to a northerly, believe it or not, for Monday. And that's going to blow. And then by Tuesday afternoon, we're expecting that it's going to be summertime again. Everything should change back. Alright, all the lines are still on anyway, this is good. And the boat is still in the same place, good. See where the cleat got broke. The lines ripped out that middle cleat, which is a bit of a balls, because that's not an easy thing to fix. That's in the wall of the boat, and it's got two big bolts that go down through. So to get at it, well, let's see. Yeah, much better this morning. You can get safely down that quay now. There's still a bit of a splash there. You might get a small bit wet, but nothing like that shit we had yesterday. That's looking over to Paros Island over across. There's a monument there on the hill. I might go visit that later on. Might be time to have a look around. And there's the castle on the hill, is this, eh? Let's see. There's a nice view of Naxos looking back down. There's a little anchorage there. A bit of archaeology. This is on the hill above Naxos. And this is all that remains of a temple that they tried to build 500 years BC. The Temple of Poseidon. Not a bad day, but forecast isn't great. Okay, so it looks like we got one day off. The southwesterlies are gone, but now there's a northerly, and the northerly is giving her a good rock and roll as well. We have a few lines on anyway, so I think we're probably okay. It's just very dangerous getting on and off. Pastoral won't hold. Yeah, so how severe was the storm? Well, it was severe enough to make shit of this cleat. This one, which was just stern tight, and this one, which is the midships. This one was holding about 3 lines. It was holding a straight line and 2 springs, one forward and one back, and it was just too much for it, obviously. Gave it a right fucking ripping snap to the bolts, and this is going to be the hard one to repair, isn't it? There's a guy coming down there to have a look, so we'll wait and see what the verdict is. Yeah. And no, because I can't get a proper stern tie at the back, she's after drifting a little, right? Which is fine because the wind is light today. Forecast is for better. The worry is those f***ing ferries. One day come in, all hell breaks loose, and I don't want to end up on this wall. Here comes a ferry. Now see, this is what we're worried about, these things, because they create an awful swell. And so it begins. All of a sudden, look at the pressure on those lines. That is swell from that ferry outside, reflected across the harbour into the walls. The boats start jerking around the fucking place. Actually, mine doesn't seem too bad right now. Not too bad at all, actually.